Guys, we're friends, right? Well, the sign of a true friend is when they discover something good, they share it with you. And that's what I'm gonna do today. This is Loretta's British ginger tea. It is amazing. It's got 100% ginger, cinnamon, elderberry, and manuka honey. Gotta admit, don't know what manuka honey is, not even sure what it does for you, but it just sounds healthy, so I need some. This tea is fantastic for boosting your immune system, helps you feel good, and you'll live out loud like our beautiful British friend Loretta Nakwacha. Please hit her up on Instagram, order some of this tea, and she is at farmers markets and pop-up shops everywhere. You gotta get some of this stuff. Not only is it good for you, but it tastes great. Loretta's British ginger tea. I got some, you need it too. Go and order now.
Hi, this is Melba Moore, and you're watching Rude Rangers TV.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Psychic Medium Toni Greene, and I am Toni Greene. Today, I'm going to be taking callers. The number is 845-277-9131. I will be answering your questions and helping you connect to loved ones on the other side. So I do the show from home, and I like to be super comfortable, so my feet are always up. So if you see my knee come into the camera view, it's okay. It's all good. It's all good. So today I'm going to be trying to, help people, guide them on their journey as far as what their next best step might be in life, or to connect with a loved one on the other side. So if you have a question, if you'd like to make a connection, please call in. For those of you who have already called in, thank you so very much. I'm so grateful for that. Please have an exact person or an exact question ready when I call your area code. So an exact person is not anyone on the other side who has a message for me. It's a name and a relationship. I'm not gonna, while I only have a 30-minute show, fish around your energy and find who it is and explain that to you. Just have an exact person ready, and their name and their relationship to you. And if you have a question that you would like to ask an exact question. And listen, here's the thing. I'm just going to say it today because I can feel it coming already. It has been an extremely stressful time for almost everyone. Okay? When I'm answering your question, I'm answering questions as spirit brings them through. So if you don't like the answer you're getting, if you don't feel like it's clear enough or the right answer, don't snip at me. And when I say snip, don't become a wanker. Don't go, yeah, but don't. I will just straight up disconnect you. And yes, I am in charge of my own line. I'm the one who picks the callers, and I will straight up disconnect you if you disrespect me on the phone. Be kind and loving and open, and spirit will do the same thing with you. Your angels will come through in a very powerful way and give you the information that you need. Now, sometimes if I have to tell somebody something, like in order for you to get a job, you're going to need to relocate, I like to just not say it bluntly. I'll say whatever your angels want me to say with that, but don't get upset with me if you don't like the answer. Go talk to them. Okay? And remember, ultimately you are in charge of your destiny. You can recreate, create and recreate your life as many times as you wish. So even if your angels give you an answer you don't like, sit down and say, okay, I don't like that answer. Let's work on this. This is what I really want. Okay, that's in life, we get not only what we want, but what we believe. So if you're in a situation where you believe that there are no jobs in your area that are available, you're not going to get a job because you're not crazy. And things will not happen in your life that you do not believe because you're pretty much a sane person. Now, that might not make sense to you right now, but at some point it will. So let's get started. I'm going to take the very first caller in a second. Going to click over to the call log page. And I am going to take caller number 414. 414, how are you today?
I'm good.
Excellent. Your first name and where you're calling from?
Patrick.
Patrick.
Patrick from Bayside, Wisconsin.
Oh, hey, Patrick. I'm in the Wisconsin area also. Yep. So,
yep.
How can I help you today?
Diana just passed on October 8th. And I wonder if she knew what was happening.
I'm so sorry for your loss. I'm so sorry. So let me ask you, I'm sorry, can you please repeat your question?
Yeah, I said Diana passed on October 8th, and I wonder if she knew what was happening with her.
Yes.
What she was dying from.
Instantly, I hear, yes, she absolutely knew what was happening. She did have a level of confusion, but not that she was passing. Her level of confusion was from how did this happen? Not that it was happening, but how did this happen? She kind of like the feeling I get, and I hope this is correct. The feeling I'm getting is I did everything I was supposed to do. How did this happen? I like kind of almost like I followed the rules. How did this happen? I don't know if that makes sense for you, but that's kind of what I'm hearing. Now that's how she felt while she was passing. Once she passed, though, she understood everything. There was complete understanding. I want to tell you, she is showing me that she like plays with your hair. So if you feel like your hair is moving, especially at night or when you're sitting deep in thought, like your hair is moving, or somebody is like, I know exactly what this is. Like somebody's touching your hair, but nobody's there, or your hair is moving and there's no reason for it. That's her. She is doing that. She also wants you to know that there was so much love for you, and that she's saying this isn't the end, it's just the beginning. So I know what she means by that. I'm sure you do also. But she wants you to know, she I don't know if this statement means anything to you, but she's saying, I'm going nowhere fast. So I don't know if that's something you two used to say, but that is something she's saying. She is wanting to let you know before you know it, it's going to be better before you know it, but not It's going to take a minute, but before you know it, you'll be back on your feet again. You'll be back on your feet again. You'll be okay again. Does that make sense to you?
Okay.
And she
Yep,
is
yep, yep.
she also wants you to know that she has transitioned. That she's like that one song, I'm coming home, I'm coming home. She's like, tell the world I'm coming home. She's like, I'm home, I'm home. I'm home, I'm home. So she wants you to know, don't worry about her. Everything with her is okay. Okay, love?
Yep, yep. Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, and I'm so sorry for your loss. I hope that you have a very healthy recovery. And I'm gonna do a clearing right now for grief, for anybody who is suffering and in grief and missing those people that we are missing so much. I'm gonna start to do a clearing right away for grief. So I'm going to go directly to the next caller, who is 817. 817, how are you doing today?
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm calling. Good. I'm calling because I wanted to know what does like my career future look like for the next few years.
Okay. So I'm getting there. Okay. Either over the next 6 months or in 6 months, because I hear 6 months, there are going to be a lot of changes. Now, changes don't mean you're going to straight up change your job and start doing something else. It might mean you're just moving up, getting more business, changing the way you do things. But over the next 6 months, there are going to be a lot of changes. By the end of a year, you're going to have a whole new. These words are very important, they're saying. Okay, so whatever you do, however you do it, and wherever you're going, what they're saying is by the end of over the next 6 months, there are going to be a lot of changes. By the end of a year, by the end of 1 year from now, you'll have a whole new concept on it. So what I'm guessing is whatever you're doing now, if you transition into something else, whatever it is that happens over the next 6 months is going to give you a whole new concept. I feel like you're going to be, they're using the words innovating and integrating. So innovating certain things and integrating other things. And that's what's going to start over the next 6 months. By the end of that 6-month period, you're going to have what they're calling a stronghold on where you are taking it and what direction you want to go. And what they're saying is keep a very open mind, because where you are now is not where you're going to be in a month, 6 months, or a year. And what that doesn't mean you're going to necessarily quit where you are and start in a new place. That means that could mean the way you're doing everything right now could be completely reversed or turned. They're using the word turned around, completely the opposite of what you're doing now. Which means it could be a different speciality or a different area. Whatever this means for your career, be very open-minded, because they have been showing you little morsels of where you can go with this or what you can do. And almost, I feel like what they're showing you, you might feel like it's a completely different path, like you can't keep doing what you're doing and doing that. Pick what makes you the happiest and go with it. You can integrate them though. I'm hearing you can 100% absolutely integrate both of these things, or even all of these things, and you are going to be just fine. I hope that makes sense to you.
Okay, thank you so much.
You are so welcome. You have an amazing rest of the day. I am going to go to the very next caller, and I want to thank everybody who's calling in for calling in. I'm so grateful for everybody who watches the show live on YouTube, and I'm sorry I don't get to all of your questions and your comments. Hey Cheryl, hey Heather, and I love the people who call in now, because this show does air live on TV. It's a little bit difficult for me to do the YouTube interaction and be typing back and forth and reading the questions. That's why I tell everybody, just call in 845-277-9131. I'm going to go to 212. Where are you calling from? What's your name?
Oh, hey, Toni, this is Bryn from New York City.
Oh my goodness, Bryn. It's been such a minute since we've chatted.
Been a while.
How are you? Thank you for calling
okay,
in.
not too bad.
Thank you so much for being for keeping watching and keeping coming back, Bryn. How can I help you today?
Oh yeah. I have a spirit around me sometimes that helps me out. I think his name is Eric, and I'd like to know from him how he thinks my spiritual progress is going. If that's possible.
Yeah, I hear really good. And when you said Eric, the first thing I heard is, and whether this is, I know it's not actually this person, but similar this person. When you said Eric, the first thing I heard is Clapton, which really right away makes me think of music, and music makes me happy. So I'm thinking this spirit, this is how my mind works. I'm not even joking, folks. So instantly the end result of that whole thing is that this spirit, this guide, is there to help you elevate joy, bring happiness. And if that is through music, that's even better. But most importantly, like, the journey is never over is the statement I'm hearing. Don't worry about where you are. Like, don't say where, like, how am I doing now? Say tomorrow I'm going to be further. Tonight I'm going to be further. That's what Eric is saying. Eric is letting you know, this is, I don't know, this was one of my favorite, like, movies as a kid, and I don't even know why. The Never Ending Journey. I don't even know why. I just like fairy tales. I'm just that girl. And I still love that show. If I sat down and watched it, like, I could not be interrupted during it. And which is silliness. What I'm getting is, this is like what he's saying is never ending journey. Don't think there's a goal. Okay. Don't think there's a, when I reach this point, or this is the be all end all, or this is, how do I say this? This is the like, don't think of it as there's a point you need to hit. Think of it as, I'm going to be where I'm supposed to be when I'm supposed to be there. Now, I know that sounds very, very whatever that sounds like. It doesn't sound amazing. But what I am getting from that is, and I recently said this to somebody else, if we really think about it, like, we could be like a monk and be so disconnected from any outcomes, because we sit and meditate all day and we have this huge understanding, but that's really not our goal. We really just want to be Well, for most people, it's not their goal. Bryn, maybe it's your goal. I don't know. But for the most part, we just want to be in this space where we are evolving, even if we don't know
Right.
what that means or what that looks like at the end of the day. So you're doing the end result or answer to this question is you're doing amazing. Keep going. Don't pressure yourself and allow yourself to be where you're going to be when you're there. You are having enlightenment or awakening come in a month's time. And then I'm seeing two dates, and the first date is the 5th of December, and the second date is the 22nd of December. Now, in a month's time
okay.
puts us right into end of October. Now we can do a
Right.
shift. We can open up and do a shift in a month, like with, let's say in October, but we don't notice the results of that for, let's just say, another month. Okay.
I see.
So
So like November, December, or whatever.
yeah, so because this is not September, this is October. So in November,
Right.
in about a month's time, that November time, you're really going to feel this. You're going to have like some enlightenment come in, some shifts come in, but then December 5th and December 22nd are going to be very powerful days for you. Now, let me say also that it's okay if nothing happens that is significant on these days. What might be happening is there might be more internal changes going on, and then you'll notice it again later.
Right.
So just keep that in mind and be ready to work from that. Okay, love?
All right.
Excellent.
All
Thank
right.
you,
Thank you
Bryn.
so much.
No, thank you. I'm so grateful we were able to connect today. Thank you.
Yeah, it's good hearing you again. Take care, Tony.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to go directly to 917. Hey, 917.
Hey Tony, how you doing? It's Tim from New York. How you doing today?
Oh, good. Hi, Tim. Got a lot of New York on the line today. How can I help you?
Oh yes, we had spoke previously in the past. So I just was. It's kind of like what you said before the show, where you want these things to happen, but you don't kind of believe them. So I'm trying to put all my energy into bringing these new things, which I have no idea what they are, but I know how they. I'm just trying to put myself in how I would like them to make me feel to attract them, abundance in all areas of my life. I just was checking to see if there was any word on spirit on how I'm doing or any tips.
Yeah. So, okay, I'm so happy. Let's do a clearing first of all on limiting beliefs, because again, we can, if the law of attraction was 1,000,000% accurate, we might all be, my joke is, lottery winners by now, right? Because we think with money we can do all the things we want to do. But here's the thing that I'm going to say is that with it's our belief system. And if we tested this, we would say, okay, yes, I want this. It's not just a matter of wanting something, because we all want things. We have to believe, first of all, that we can get this, but most importantly, and I cannot state this strongly enough. We have to believe we deserve it. Ooh, and there it is. There it is, folks. That's the big secret behind the secret. If we think on any level we do not deserve something, even if we get it instantly, we will lose it. We will spend it. We will let it go. We will give it away. Now, we can look at other people and believe they deserve everything. but we don't believe that for ourselves all the time. So let's do a clearing on believing I deserve, and I get a no on that. So let's start clearing that. And folks, that's at the 23-minute mark. So if you want to come back, and just get, oh my gosh, that hit me like in the solar plexus and like knocked the wind, knocked the wind out of me for a second. Whew. Okay, so it's at the 23-minute mark. So if you want to come back and just listen to that once a day, twice a day, I believe I deserve, and I get a no, and I'm not even going to add to that. I'm not even going to say what I want. I'm just going to say, I believe I deserve, because our wants change on a daily basis. Now, right after that, and Tim, thank you so much for calling in, because this is leading to two of my favorite clearings. The second one is unconditional self-love, because if we love ourselves unconditionally, the way we did when we were infants, just born, we wouldn't think twice about what we're asking for and knowing that we would get it, right? When babies are born, they're hungry, they cry. They don't care who's sleeping, they're going to cry, they're going to get fed, right? They don't feel like, oh my God, I just woke my mom up, she's going to be so angry. No, they just cry, they need it, they know. Babies unconditionally love themselves, which means at one point in our life, we all unconditionally loved ourselves. We just have to get back to that. So let's do a clearing. There is something stopping or blocking us from unconditionally loving ourselves. I get a yes. We're going to clear all of that out. And again, that is at about the 24-minute mark, folks. So if you want to come back and listen and re-listen to those two alone should give you just about, it should clear the path for you to have the life you want. Now, Tim, personally, for you personally bringing things in, you tend to think sometimes there are outside obstacles. If this wasn't in my way, I could do it. If that wasn't in my way, I could do it. So let's just clear all outside obstacles at the same time. And again, that is at the 25-minute mark. So 23, 24, and 25, folks, come back and listen to those 3 minutes and you should be good. Tim, I do feel like in mid-November to the end of November, something's going to open up for you. And then in December, you should pretty much be on your way. If things are offered to you, and I always say this to everybody, if something's offered to you, say yes. Okay? Don't go back and forth in your head. You can always change your mind later and say, yeah, this isn't working out. So let's say even if there's a contract involved, immediately say yes, send me the contract, and then have somebody else look over the contract with you. When opportunities come, look at everything for that opportunity. And then if you look at the opportunity and you say, you know what, I like these two aspects, but I don't like this aspect, just say, okay, either negotiate the aspect you don't like, or figure out how you can work with that, or ask the universe to bring you something in that doesn't have that aspect. But say yes, always say yes, and don't worry like, oh, if I say yes, I'm doing this. No, just say yes. It's an opportunity. The more you say yes, the more the universe or God or the angels will bring to you. You just have to start saying yes and not being afraid. I always think, you know what, you can always change your mind later. At least look at everything in front of you before you turn it down. Okay, so late November, something's coming in. Look at it very carefully. There might be more to this than you realize, but in a good way also. I hear there's some really good potential with this. Just figure out what won't work, fix that, and then move on with this opportunity. Okay, Tim?
Okay, thank you so much.
You are so welcome. You have an amazing rest of the day. I want to thank everybody who has tuned in to watch the show today. Thank you so very, very much. I'm so grateful for everybody on YouTube everybody that calls in, everybody on WSCS, Rude Rangers TV, and all the streaming channels, including Roku. I think I'm saying that right. Thank you, Rudy from Rude Rangers and Scott from WSCS. You guys do hella lot of work for me, and I love you both so much. I'm so grateful for everything you do. This Thursday, I am doing a special relationship show. So if you have questions about a relationship, is this normal? Is what this guy doing, is it normal? Is what this woman's doing is normal? Any relationship questions, that I will be doing a very special show on Thursday. And I'm going to have a very, very special guest with me. Hint, it's a guy. And the guy has promised, this man has promised, he will answer your questions about men honestly. He actually asked me, how honest can I be? And I said to him, brutally. So get ready, girls. Get ready, guys, and bring your questions. If you won't be able to attend the show on Thursday, please write your questions into me, and I will ask them so you can re-watch them later. Love to each and every one of you. I look forward to our next show. Thank you.